Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
And, wow, so are you. That worked out really well. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Joe Biden is a creepy old man. Little news flash to start the show today.
Oh, yeah.
But we got some proof of that again today.
What event was this, Chris? Do you have any idea at the White House? Chris knows everything. Okay.
Except this. This is the one thing Chris doesn't know. Weird.
He is.
And that's because nobody knows he's still president. So Chris
he?
has stopped. No, he doesn't know either. I mean,
so
literally nobody knows.
You've stopped keeping tabs on him, is that right?
That's what happened, I think, yeah. But here's the proof that he's a creepy old man.
I thought when I got to be president, I'd get to do things that I want to do, but my staff tells me what I can't do. But I'm going to do it anyway. All the young women, young kids out there that are out there, come on up and do this when we stand behind me when we do this. Come on.
Come on.
And the guys.
Oh, and the guys. I loved how he tucks that in at the end.
Yeah.
Got some candy up here.
What's your name?
Creep. Close your mouth.
Hey, there's more over here. She didn't want to touch him.
No. Now he doesn't want to let go.
Okay. You could tell she's uncomfortable. Leave her alone. Wow.
He's such a freak.
Yeah. He's a little freaky. It's just he's got this weird thing. And he knows it's a weird thing because everybody told him. And he even made that promise that he wasn't going to do these things anymore. He realized that in this day and age, you remember this? That he couldn't be touchy-feely like he used to be.
Right.
So he's going to stop doing that. And he went right back into it.
But I love how
because he can't stop.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to do this. Girls, women, young women.
Yeah, come on up.
Specifically between the ages of 12 and 14. But who's counting? Come on up here on stage with me. Oh, and boys, too. Guys, you can come up, I guess, if there's whatever.
Bizarre.
He is a freak.
It's just bizarre. Meanwhile, over on The View, Whoopi Goldberg made an announcement.
Oh.
I have a historic announcement. All right. This Wednesday, we are honored to have the sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden, will be live on The View.
Wow, what a get.
Let us not forget, he is still president of the United States of America. We'll be right back.
Is he, though?
She had to remind everyone.
Yeah, because...
President Joe Biden, his 4 years in the White House, his impact, his legacy, his future. Now Wednesday, exclusive. President Joe Biden in his first interview since the Harris-Trump debate, live on ABC's The View.
How'd they manage that? Wow. Could it be because they're essentially an arm of the Democrat Party?
You're going to watch that, right?
Oh, man, I'm all over that. You kidding me? I'm setting my DVR right now. Or my VCR. I don't know. Whatever I have that records things, I'm setting it.
Wow. Okay, you sound passionate about this interview.
I am. And by the way, YouTube. Have you ever... YouTube TV? Mm-hmm. I just replaced my... whatever I had before. It was Frontier, actually. But it was costing us, I think, like $250 or $300 a month or something.
Holy...
I mean, outrageous. And we replaced that with, I think it's $62.
$72.99, I think.
$72.99, whatever it is.
You're probably getting it cheap for 6 months
less.
or something.
Yeah, maybe. But they have a really cool feature where you put it in your library. It'll record like everything that comes on, whatever channel it's on. Like BYU football, I record the whole season. And so it's all set. You don't have to keep doing it week after week. It's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool.
I like modern technology.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's how I'm going to set my record device to make sure that I don't miss this presidential get-together with the coven. because that's going to be incredible. Can you imagine the hard-hitting questions they're going to be asking him? Oh man, it's going to be brutal. Brutal. How did he agree to such an interview?
It will make the question, what's enchanted you most about the office of the presidency?
It'll make that look like
hardball.
Yeah, like he was being grilled by 60 Minutes or something. Just crazy.
I can't. Well, yes, I can totally wait for that.
Can you imagine how agonizing that's going to be tomorrow? Pennsylvania, of course, very important for the election coming up in November. The winner of Pennsylvania, a lot of people think, is the winner of the presidency. So, naturally, a foreign head of state is there. Vladimir Zelenskyy arrived on a plane that the Harris campaign provided for his travel to the state.
Your tax dollars at work.
And there they are.
U.S. Air Force plane.
That's wonderful.
Boy, that pisses me off.
That's great. Why? Why, Keith?
Oh, gosh.
This is so important to America's security. Can you imagine if Ukraine falls, then the whole world falls?
That's what I hear.
I don't know if you know that, but he doesn't stop with Ukraine.
You know, I'm willing to take the risk.
He goes into Poland, Slovakia.
Oh, the domino effect. Where have I heard that one before?
Yeah, the domino effect. Thank you for putting it succinctly. Zelenskyy and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro then headed to a factory to sign ammunition that won't be used in the war.
Okay, that's
fun.
What are we doing? This is stupid.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Cheesy Zoom. What's Shapiro writing? Dear Russia, to Russia with love. I mean, what are we doing? This is so stupid. I hate this kind of crap.
Yeah, again, this is a Democrat who is warmongering here and writing notes on bombs like it's World War II. How did this happen? Why do they love this war so much? They don't love the war Israel is fighting for their very survival. They don't love that at all. But they love the war between Ukraine and Russia. They love it, and they want it to keep going on and on and on. Wonder if that could have anything to do with money laundering.
Whoa.
Surely not.
Whoa.
Surely not.
That's a big jump back, Greg.
That was a huge leap. I apologize for making it.
Wow.
Unacceptable.
I was leaping a chasm there. I leapt a chasm, and I first shouted out across that chasm, then I jumped over it.
He jumped over it. Holy crap.
I shouted out, Chaim Chesro Chaim Chaylocha. That's what I did.
Nailed it.
Thank you. And, of course, speaking of Pennsylvania.
Oh, boy, yeah.
The town of, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. They pronounce it in here.
Charleroi?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think that's right.
They've got their own story of mass migration.
Let's see here. Yeah.
And a group called America 2100 is about to release a film about it.
This could be, sadly, I think this could be any town USA at this point with what Democrats have done with mass immigration.
Yep.
America doesn't need this place, doesn't care about this place. It's just, it's a place that time forgot.
Yeah, this used to be just a nice, blue-collar, middle-of-nowhere town.
In the early 80s, the steel industry started to collapse. The place became less useful for people. The population left in droves.
There's been immigrants coming in, slowly over the past 20 years or so. It has never been an issue.
Yeah.
It's never been an issue at all. And now it really has become one. But the past 2 or 3 years, it's just been a huge flood. And almost all Haitian.
Now that these core businesses are gone, the excuse for bringing them in here was, we can't get anybody to do these jobs, which I always was suspicious of. I always suspected somebody wanted some cheap labor.
Having vans pick them up to go to wherever they are going to, and then returning them at all hours of the night.
Do you have any idea where they're coming from?
No.
It's all coordinated. No way around it not being coordinated at this point.
If I'm in Haiti and I live there, and somebody spreads out a map of the United States of America in front of me, the odds of me landing on Charleroi, Pennsylvania is 0.
Right.
So whoever is responsible for putting them here, that is an act of negligence.
Empty. Okay, that's a van coming out. Okay, and there's another one coming right here. Fuck, okay, we're going to follow this one.
Boy.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be fascinating to find out the numbers involved. Like, how many immigrants are we talking about? And why are Haitian immigrants coming to Charleroi, Pennsylvania? Like he said, you spread out a map of the U.S., they're going to point to, Charleroi, Pennsylvania. That's where I want to be.
Yeah, that'll remind me of home.
Yeah.
Mountains,
Why?
And snow and whatnot.
Or not. Or it's absolutely the exact opposite of where you came from. I don't know. That's interesting. And why are the powers that be seeing to it that so many are winding up there? Or places like Springfield, Ohio? Why?
Swing states. Excuse me.
It's bizarre. It's really bizarre. So that should be a fascinating. Or do we know when that's coming? Just said soon. So we don't know how soon could be. And here's our border czar in a video from 2018 that's just been unearthed. She's at a rally chanting about no deportations.
Education down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down.
Okay, that's catchy, right?
Down, up with education, down with deportation.
Yeah, you can kill this now. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So,
that's really great.
Up with education.
Education,
okay.
down with deportation. Did I get that right?
I don't know. I can't. It's too complicated.
See, they both end in shun, so it makes for a really catchy chant. That's really good.
Now, she'll be good if she's ever in the Oval Office, because then she can take all the stuff that she's learned as border czar, and the great protections that she's put in place there, and just kind of magnify them. So that'll be good.
Don't think that just happened though. That was clear back in 2018.
That was before she was given
in Los Angeles
vital role.
Yeah, I mean, we're dealing with ancient history here. How old were you in 2018? I think that wasn't that back before the Egyptian pyramids were built? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
You can't hold her to that down with deportation thing. You can't hold her to that.
Chris can fact check that for us. It's about that time. Yeah.
See if we had the Egyptian pyramids clear way back in 2018. Because I don't think so. I don't think they were here yet. No,
we didn't.
We didn't.
Okay.
We did not. That is confirmed.
Yep, that is confirmed.
All right. Thank you for that fact check.
I swear. This is...
And that's what they'll say. Oh, she wasn't even the vice president yet. She was just a U.S. senator. Yeah. Okay. So, but her values haven't changed.
That's right.
Just her policy on deportation, I guess. So, that's great. Wow.
Oh.
So Trump was talking about farming and energy in Pennsylvania yesterday. He had a message for John Deere while he was there.
And if they get in, your energy costs are going through the roof. Okay, they're going to go through the roof. You won't have a farm very long. I will tell you that. I just noticed behind me John Deere tractors. I know a lot about John Deere. I love the company, but as you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States.
Oh, wow.
So that if I win, John Deere is going to be paying a 200%. They haven't started it yet. Maybe they haven't even made the final decision yet, but I think they have. John Deere is going to, and anybody else that does this, because it's hurting our farmers, it's hurting our manufacturing. And if you do that, you're going to have a 200% tariff put on the product that you make in Mexico, right across the border. They think they're going to make product cheaper in Mexico and then sell it in for the same prices they did before, make a lot of money by getting rid of our labor and our jobs, and really a great name, because John Deere is a great name. I buy a lot of John Deere, tremendous. I'm one of their big customers. I buy a lot of John Deere product as a private person. But if they're going to do that, we're going to put a 200% tariff on everything that they want to send back into the United States, which means one of two things. Our country's going to make a lot of money, or they're not going to build, they're not going to open.
Wow. Yeah, he buys a lot of John Deere products.
He might.
Oh, he does. I'm sure he does.
Golf courses.
You ever seen the farm in Mar-a-Lago? Beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.
Such a beautiful farm.
Always on his tractor on the farm.
That's what they call him, Tractor Trump.
Now, wait a minute. He did that thing where he stood on stage with, who was it? When they did the Green Acres theme. So, he's totally.
Right. So, yeah. I don't know. The 200% tariff?
You want to bring back tariffs? That's fine. Just get rid of my income taxes. That's how we used to roll.
Right. Yes, exactly. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yes, eliminate income tax and just use tariffs for our income. That's fine.
How about you? I won't neither.
Sadly, you'll get both. That's the problem. You'll get both. Let me take a minute to tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm, the best-selling Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier. It uses proven oxy technology that quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and so much more. They've got thousands of 5-star reviews. That's because it works so well. Any smell vanishes after just a few seconds. You just plug the unit in, just so easy. Put it in the outlet, turn it on, and it goes to work.
Nice.
Killing odors. And again, there's no filters to worry about. You can't open this in any way, so you know there's nothing to replace or nothing to buy. It's awesome.
So it's Jeffy proof.
It's Jeffy proof.
Okay.
So start enjoying your home again and pick up several of these. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack to get whole home protection. You get 3 units for under $200. Put one in your basement, your bedroom, your family room, the kitchen, wherever. You need fresh, clean air. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT3.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So also, while in Pennsylvania yesterday, Trump showed up at a grocery store where he helped pay for groceries.
I love this.
For some of the shoppers.
So cool. Really cool. Look at that, man. Just passing out cash.
Here, it's going to go down a little. It just went down $100.
Nice.
See you from the White House, all right? Thank you. All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody. Beautiful. They're your kids?
Yeah, they are. 3 boys.
Perfecto. Perfecto. 3 for 3. Bye, everybody.
Wow.
Those are kids? Perfecto. In other words, if Joe Biden had been there, he would have actually tried to touch the
gone
kids.
over there and sniffed them, felt their biceps. How strong are you?
I just love that stuff, though, man.
It's great. He's so great with crowds like that.
He's awesome. Such a busy day yesterday, too.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
He did the summit thing there with the John Deere at the grocery store. Where'd he go next?
Showed up at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Here he is at the restaurant.
Thank you very much. So you recommend his food, right?
Yes, sir. You care if I pray?
Care if I pray for you?
Go ahead.
Lord, I pray, Lord, in the name of
Oh, it's an old video? Oh,
this wasn't yesterday?
Oh, okay.
presidency.
Still,
Yeah,
it's nice. Another nice moment.
Yeah. Chris ruined it, though.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris.
That's like an anti-God, comment getting in my ears, telling me that was an old clip. No. Okay, so he did the summit. Grocery store was yesterday, right?
Yes.
We good? Okay.
Yes.
Then he goes to a rally. I mean, you compare him with Joe Biden. It's night and day, man.
It is. I mean, they try to sell us on the fact that just the same age, basically. No. Not mind-wise. Mind and body-wise, I mean, they're about 50 years apart. And everybody knows it.
And they try to make the age thing a schedule now with Kamala.
Right.
Because look how much older he is than Kamala. Okay, but he's not hiding from the world.
No.
He's taking questions. He's unscripted. And
she's busy.
What's she doing?
She's busy. She's out transversing
Is she
the country.
czarring? Is she out there border czarring?
Czarring. Yeah, she's czarring and she's touring and she's shaking hands, kissing babies, and giving speeches about joy. She's a joyful warrior. I don't know if you've noticed this. She's a joyful warrior.
Oh my gosh,
Kamala Harris. So you need to be more appreciative of her efforts here.
I see.
Okay. Also, back in 2018, back in the ancient times.
Okay. Yeah. Did we decide this is before the pyramids?
Yes, it is confirmed.
Before the Egyptian pyramids.
Way back then.
She supported legislation that threatened religious freedom. Now, she's not for this anymore because, again, this was ancient history. But as California's senator in 2018, she introduced and was the lead sponsor of the Do No Harm Act, which was a bill aimed at gutting Religious Freedom Restoration Act, the RFRA, a landmark bipartisan 1993 law that remains one of the most important federal safeguards for religious Americans. Harris claimed that the bill was necessary in order to prevent people from using those protections as a license to discriminate, because it happens so often. They just use it as a license to discriminate against people.
Is that right?
RFRA ensures religious Americans have an opportunity to seek relief in court when their religious freedom is violated. She proposed legislation that would have taken away that core protection. People of faith would no longer have been able to rely on RFRA as a legal shield to vindicate their rights in certain cases. Ryan T. Anderson, president of the Ethics and Public Policy Center, explained that the Do No Harm Act threatened religious liberty, particularly in the context of abortion, because it would withhold religious liberty protections against abortion mandates. Like if you're a religious doctor who doesn't want to perform abortions, sorry, you have to. You can't discriminate. Well, no, I have a religious objection to performing abortions. Oh, well, that's tough. The reality is that most of the current threats to religious liberty concern rights of conscience on the matters that would be specifically exempted by the Do No Harm Act. This bill targets countless faithful Christians and adherents of other faiths. That was the explanation of First Liberty's legal experts back in an op-ed clear back in ancient times of 2018.
Right.
This country was founded on religious liberty. The Do No Harm Act strikes at the heart of that freedom, and that's what she was for. But again, ancient times. Don't worry about it. She's not like that anymore, even though her values haven't changed. Her policy positions have. So don't even worry about it anymore. Just vote for her and shut up. Okay?
What do you want?
Now, don't try to get her to explain any of this. Mm-hmm. She's too busy for that. She didn't have time to explain herself. What do you think you are, a voter? An American citizen? Is that what you think? No.
I would argue that she'd be less inclined to listen to us if we tell her we're an American citizen.
Oh, no question. That's for sure. So the difference between Trump and Harris is pretty clear. One candidate is willing to take questions and interact off script, and one is certainly not. Jake Tapper has noticed, and he talked with a Harris surrogate, Gretchen Whitmer, about the situation.
Only a few weeks left until this is all over. We've heard other Democrats in your position suggesting that they want to see more from Vice President Harris and Governor Walz in terms of not necessarily speeches in controlled environments, but town halls with voters, more interviews, mixing it up, press conferences. We're only 44 days to the election. Do you agree? Would you like to see more of that?
No. No, I don't.
I have incredible confidence in both the Vice President and Governor Walz. They have shown that they are happy warriors. They are able to answer tough questions, and they are eager to get back into the debate.
Oh, right. They're eager to get back into it, except they don't have time to, but they're eager to. They want to. They want to really, really bad, but they just can't.
Can you pause that? I want to see a pause of Gretchen if we could, Joe. Nice job by Gretchen in matching her blouse with her lipstick color. That wasn't an easy task there. It went purple.
Wasn't a wise decision either, frankly.
No, you don't like that?
No, I don't like that. I don't
it's an
like
odd color
that.
for the lips, but it does match the blouse, so we have
What
to
are you,
give her...
90? 95? Come on. Blue-haired old women do that.
Come here, let me give you some sugar.
Wow.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah, she's creepy.
The purple lipstick, maybe not the greatest of looks. I don't know.
It's Halloween time, though.
Yeah. Did you see the crime numbers the Trump campaign released yesterday from the past 4 years under Biden and Harris? These are some fun facts about Biden-Harris America. Violent crime is up 37% between 2020 and last year. Now, we're supposed to believe that, crime is on the downswing right now. It's gone down, especially violent crime.
I love how that's how the FBI does this. They take out some of the worst cities.
Right.
They publish that's the weirdest thing.
That's how they control the stats. Rape is up 42%. Robbery, 63%. Assault is up 34%. Violent crime, excluding simple assault, is up 55%. Domestic violence, up 32%. Stranger violence, 61%. Violent crime with an injury is up 10%. Violent crime with a weapon is up 56%. And motor vehicle theft is up 42%. Those are, it's not 100%. It's not up 200%.
Okay, you found a silver lining.
Okay. Yeah.
The numbers didn't double, so back off.
Remember when unemployment was at 10% under Obama? And he said, well, at least it's not 14 or 15%. Yeah, well, the same with these figures.
Got you there.
At least it's not up 100 or 150 or 200%. You want something to cry about? I'll give you something to cry about. You want to see crime? Well, how about we just shut down all police departments and defund them all? Jeez. And here's the economic impact under their awful leadership. Trump's last day in office. Just a little reminder here, because we've been told it was 9% when I took over. 9%. No, it was 9% a year after you took over. Inflation on Trump's last day in office, 1.4%. 1.4. That's better than we usually cite. I thought it was like 1.6, 1.8, 1.4%. Gas prices, $2.39. I thought they were lower than that.
Well, they were in
was it November?
November-ish.
Okay.
It's $1.80.
Yeah,
but
that's
see,
right.
When the reality sat in that they were about to have these radical environmentalist policies shoved down their throats, that
was up to $2.39.
Yeah.
Okay. The mortgage rate, I remember this well because shortly before this we had redone our mortgage. 2.8%. 2.8. What is it? 7 now? I think they just lowered it though, 0.5%. So
okay.
I don't know what the actual going rate is.
The worst under Kamala is 8%. So there you go.
Mortgage rate,
right.
8%.
So the worst inflation under Kamala was 9.1%. Worst gas was 5.02 on average. Worst mortgage was 8%. What are we doing with rent?
Average rent $1,419 under Trump, $1,739 under Kamala for the worst numbers. Wow.
But we're fine. I mean, you want to keep this going, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, Bidenomics and Kamalanomics is working really well. They've done a great job. That is something else.
Give them a chance to let their policies kick in already.
It's only been almost 4 years. What do you want? A miracle? Is that what you want?
Trust the process, Pat.
Yeah. And I do. I really do with these people. Don't you?
Oh, boy, this is...
Wow.
I don't like it.
Can you imagine 4 more years of this nightmare?
Pause.
Pause. 4 more years.
Folks, imagine what we can do next.
Right.
4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
Pause. Pause. I wish they'd chanted that.
Oh, man. All right. More coming up.
I want my goddamn Trump back.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
the Jackie specs on here for these particular tweets.
Sorry.
Foximus Maximus.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think that's an O, right?
I didn't have my
Foximus,
glasses
not
on.
Faximus.
Okay.
But guys, I was assured repeatedly that the munitions going to the Ukraine theater were all our old stock we didn't need, and the new ones refilled our stockpile.
Wait a minute.
Biden, you got some splatter. Let's see. Also, Jimmy Dimples, don't try to figure out Kamala's values. Just vote for her. Yeah, we went through that with, you got to pass this bill to see what's in the bill. Those were good times, too. Fury and Energy. I don't like tariffs, but Trump is right. These companies need to be severely punished for exporting manufacturing. That being said, we also need to make manufacturing in America more cost-effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enough of the regulations and the burdens that we place on these businesses. I just got a text here from Chris. Is this confirmed? This is insane if this is accurate. You want me to read this, Chris? Is Chris still here? Just in. Hezbollah warns residents of Lebanon's Bekaa Valley not to use barcode on leaflets dropped by IDF. Says they withdraw all information from cell phones. Now, because there's a scam out there that I talked about on my show that says, look, if you get a package in the mail that looks like it's from Amazon, but there's no return address, you open it up and there's like a little trinket inside, and then you're like, what is that all about? And there's a QR code on the outside of the envelope. Don't scan it because it'll take the stuff from your phone. It looks like that's what's happening with citizens there.
So the Israelis are doing that too, apparently.
Yes, apparently.
People.
I mean, you got to be.
It doesn't stop.
You got to admire that.
I really want to see the movie. Can we?
I know.
Hurry up and
let's
finish
just fast
the movie.
forward to the movie.
Wait, you told me this last time. How many plagues were there again on
10.
Egypt?
There were 10.
Yeah.
So we got to do 10 of these. So we're at
That is
stage
true.
3.
Yes, we are stage 3.
It would fit in perfectly with
Yeah. It's really something else. Yesterday, they hit like 1,600 targets in Lebanon. 1,600. Now, the Lebanese are claiming that 492 people were killed, including children and women. How true that is, I don't know. But Israel is doing what they have to do to try to end the 8,000 rockets have been fired at them since last October 7th from Hezbollah. Over 8,000 rockets. What do you expect them to do? Nothing?
Yeah,
expect them to just absorb all that and keep
reports
going?
are coming out that another October 7 is in the plans.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'll bet.
I was listening to something this morning where Israel hit a house. Yeah, boy, shame on Israel, right? They hit this house. Don't be doing that, Israel. The house had its own like missile silo that opens up.
Well, they do that with homes, with schools, with hospitals. They hide behind all of these civilian targets. So what are they supposed to do? Again, what are you supposed to do? No nation on earth would just sit there on their hands and absorb an 8,000 rocket attack within the course of a year. Nobody.
Or be expected to.
Right.
That's the other thing, is that they're expected to just take this. You're
just
Israel.
take it.
Oh,
just take
gosh.
it. Don't respond to that. Are you kidding me? Do you think we would just sit there? If they were coming from Mexico, if they were coming from Canada, if they were coming from Cuba, we'd just sit here and take it over and over and over and over and over and just hope that our missile shield protects everybody. Man, it's just unreasonable. It's the most bizarre thing that I've ever seen. And to say that their own territory that was given to them in 1947 that they've taken back because over the years their territory has been encroached on and taken over, and they've left it alone for a while, and then they finally took it back and just said, okay, we're keeping it. We're keeping it now. That's occupied territory. It's like calling Texas occupied territory. Wow. Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Democrats are upset with the New York Times right now because their polling shows Trump is getting stronger. Liberal media and Democratic activists are talking up a storm over the latest New York Times Siena College poll.
Yeah, we had them yesterday.
That shows Vice President Kamala Harris's polling peaked and Trump is back in front. Come on, progressive political advisor Simon Rosenberg said in a survey. If you believe this New York Times poll, yeah? What? I guess the New York Times now is so conservative that we can't trust them. Is that what it is? They're so in the bag for Trump.
Amen.
That they're skewing these numbers.
Somebody had to say it. Out the New York Times for being in the bag for Donald Trump.
Listen to this. Yes, there is a new New York Times poll this morning with good data for Trump in Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina. But I want to be very clear. The New York Times has been running 3 to 4 points more Republican than other pollsters of late. And there are at least 3 big problems with this new polling. These polls show a 10-point swing to Trump in Arizona, 4 points to Trump in North Carolina. Almost every other poll taken in the last few weeks shows Harris gaining ground, not falling behind, and a 10-point swing. Come on!
That is awesome.
Isn't it?
I love it when they're just fighting amongst themselves. Stop saying the truth about the polls. Stop it.
Stop listening to these right-wing publications like the New York Times.
New York Times, yeah. Which, by the way,
it's embarrassing.
If the polls that the left is upset about, we had yesterday here: Arizona, Trump +5; Georgia, Trump +4; North Carolina, Trump +2, according to New York Times Siena.
Jeez,
I like it.
And in Arizona, that's a 10-point swing because she was up by 5, right?
Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And it just kind of makes sense now because all of that honeymoon stuff that happens after the convention and after the announcement that she's automatically, without any votes, the nominee, all of that period is starting to wane now. And she's answering no questions. She won't talk about her policy switches. She won't talk about any of the flip-flopping, why it has happened, what's behind it all. So, yeah, people are switching back now to Trump. Makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, they've done the cookie poll, which has correctly predicted every election but one since 1984. A beloved Cincinnati bakery currently has the former president, Donald Trump, leading Kamala Harris in its unscientific survey. Trump is notching about 54% to Harris's 39%, with an independent smiley face cookie scoring 7%. But the latest tally, it's not the final tally, but it'll remain open until Election Day on November 5th. We like to joke and say customers can stuff the ballot box. Yeah, so do Democrats. They're my friends. They love to do that, too.
Yeah.
Except they're not joking. Yeah. They're just stuffing ballot boxes.
I'd like to point out the one election they got wrong was in 2020.
Oh, they predicted Trump in 2020?
Sure did.
Okay.
So crazy, incorrect pick there, huh?
Yeah.
2020, the cookie poll failed miserably.
Right.
Get back on track already.
I just hope that enough precautions have been taken, enough rolls cleaned up, enough, of the drop boxes eliminated. The 2020 prediction would be accurate in 2024.
I'm going to say, no, they haven't been cleaned up enough. In fact, but I am going to say if we could get these plus numbers for Trump up to about 7, it may not matter.
Yeah, that's the thing. It has to be big enough to overcome any kind of nonsense that's going on. So, and that could happen.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Remember, Jovan Pulitzer, the guy who is just all over this stuff. In fact, I'm talking to him again on Thursday for part 3 of How to Steal Elections. He said this stuff has been in place. It was in place in 2016, but it was too big of a margin for Trump over Hillary that it wasn't able to make up. The fraud wasn't able to catch up to the vote totals. So let's do that again, please.
Yeah. But they definitely tried in 2016, is his point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
According to a new report, President Biden has signed off on a highly classified plan that shifts America's nuclear strategy to focus on China as a nuclear threat and to prepare for the possibility that that communist nation could team up with another one, North Korea and Russia, against the United States. Now, if that doesn't make you nervous, it probably should, and you might want to get prepared on all kinds of fronts, especially the front of, do you have medication that you're going to need in case of a problem with China, who manufactures virtually all of our medication? Here's what you can do. You can go to jace.com and get the Jace case. It's a solution that thousands of people have already discovered. It'll allow you to start stocking up on medication right now so that you're prepared in case of the supply breaking down. The Jace case is a personalized emergency kit. Looks just like this, because this is what it is right here. And it comes with 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. You just fill out a simple form online. It's really easy. Then they'll look it over and make sure you're not allergic to anything, and then send you your Jace case. There's really great add-on options, too, like EpiPens and ivermectin. So go to jace.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout. You'll get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jace.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
And this time, we're pissed.
Yeah, ask me on November 6th.
Yeah, I know. That's for sure. I'm just, it makes me sick. My stomach starts to churn just thinking about November 5th. Because it's so critical. It's so important.
Mm-hmm.
And the lying has been so prevalent that how many people are going to get fooled here? How many?
I did like something that Tim Young posted yesterday on Twitter. It says, put $500 cash in an envelope, then mail it to yourself. If you don't have the guts to do it because you're afraid it's going to get lost, you better vote in person come November.
Oh, nice. What a great point. That's really good.
Yep.
I like that.
You mentioned that Jace case and our dependence on China. Oh, my gosh. Did you see the congressional report about our cooperation with them? Oh, not good, Pat.
Hundreds of millions of dollars in federal research funding over the last decade has contributed to China's military technology advancements.
We are such a dumb country. We are so dumb.
It's bad enough that we train their athletes and then send them back to beat us in the Olympics. This is just a tad worse than that. Okay,
we are literally
funding our destruction. Yeah, we absolutely are. Collaborations between U.S. and Chinese academics have led to research publications related to advanced research on topics like hypersonics, directed energy, nuclear and high-energy physics, and artificial intelligence and autonomy. That information, Republicans argue, could be weaponized against the U.S., you think? In the event of war with China. Some of the collaborative research they identified related to military applications like high-performance explosives, tracking of targets, and drone operation networks. The House Select Committee on China Competition, together with the Education and Workforce Committee, found some 9,000 joint research publications that were funded either through the Department of Defense or the intelligence community, published by co-authors with ties to China's defense and security apparatus. Seriously, how do you get any more stupid than this? Is there anybody that thinks this is an okay idea? I mean, not even a good idea. Is it an okay idea? And of course, the answer is no. So why are we doing it? The report recommends stricter guidelines around federally funded research. You think? Including cutting back on the ability of researchers who receive U.S. grants to work with Chinese universities and companies that have military ties. Okay. Under the guise of academic cooperation, the committees say China has orchestrated a campaign to pair with prestigious U.S. universities to transfer U.S. technologies and expertise back to China and circumvent government blacklists.
Make it stop! We don't even need Eric Swalwell and a Chinese spy.
Yeah.
We're just literally writing checks for them.
Right. They've infiltrated our universities, our corporations, and now we're just openly working with them to develop military technology that will help them. How dumb can you be?
Yep. So we're at work today earning money for the government so that they can spend that money on projects that help China's military. Makes perfect sense.
Doesn't it, though?
Aren't you glad you set that alarm to head to work today so that you could help out China's military? Good job.
And thank you.
All of us.
From the bottom of Beijing's heart. Thank you.
Man, we are just... are we that dumb as a nation, or are our leaders just evil? And
you just nailed it right there.
Okay.
Our leaders are just evil.
Is it equal part lazy, equal parts evil? Or is there,
maybe a little stupidity thrown in there, too?
Stupidity. I mean, just it hurts to even think about our government.
Cool. Incredible.
Cool.
It's incredible. So, yeah, you want another 4 years of this? Good luck. By the way, the Harris campaign has spent nearly 3 times as much money. We talked about this a little bit yesterday because you see the Kamala Harris commercials so much.
Yes.
And almost never see Trump ads. And you think, why? Okay, during football, Trump should be pounding those ads. According to the FEC, the Federal Election Commission, the vice president's campaign spent $174 million in August alone. $174 million compared to $61 million by the Trump campaign. Is he saving up for a rainy day? What are you doing? It's raining right now. Trump campaign, please start spending some. I mean, I know he's not making quite as much, but wow. We need to get going here. Harris ended August with $235 million on hand. Trump ended the month with $135 million. Wow. Harris reported raising $190 million during the month of August. Trump reported $45. That's a big disparity. We got to step up here. Got to get this thing rolling. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome to it. Yes. Yes. It's true. We were just talking about where you can get podcasts because we just did a Blaze promo. And you can get them everywhere. You can get the podcasts everywhere because every living organism has a podcast now.
That is true.
Amoeba have podcasts.
Hold on.
There are amoeba that are broadcasting right now.
Wait, what does it sound like on an amoeba podcast?
You got to listen. I'm not going to spoil the surprise.
That is true.
So, yeah, check it out.
I did not believe that was true until I saw the Hakatua girl got a podcast and it's trending everywhere.
My God.
And then all I could think of was like
every
Pat
living
Gray
human being.
is so stupid, right? That the Hakatua girl now has a podcast.
But it's not just human beings anymore. It is every living organism.
And that's the only thing you thought about when you heard about the
Hakatua?
Hakatua, not Hakatua.
The Hakatua girl.
Hakatua.
Okay,
She's from the tribe of the Hawks.
Okay. Anyway, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I got to find the Amoeba podcast. I'm really, my
You're
curiosity
interested,
is
right?
Piqued, Piqued, as Rush Limbaugh might say.
All right. Well, good. Good. Let me also just share with you, today is definitely the last day of our special drop of the coffee cake cookies at Kexi.
So good.
They are so good. They got that streusel on top of them. So delicious.
Okay, I got it. Just
so you got to get it today.
If you don't have the
if you
goods
want it.
in here,
Yeah, I know.
I'm sitting here and you're talking about
it's a limited run, so might as
It's a
well
limited
sell it.
run.
Sell the limited run.
Yeah. So get them today at Kexi.com.
And you said the pumpkin bread is
KEKSI.com.
coming back next month?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Did you have some this time?
I did.
Okay, good. It's awesome, right?
It was
and it has the same streusel
It
topping.
does.
So delicious. But yeah, today's the last. You know, that's our best-selling, especially for a limited run, best-selling cookie ever.
Oh, I
the
bet.
coffee
It's
cake.
delicious.
Nothing ever outsells the chocolate chip, the basic chocolate chip cookie, which is incredibly delicious. This did 3-1.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's your last
So
chance.
some will say that this may come back, more than just twice a year.
Some may say that. We'll see. It's very possible. I don't know. But it's pretty popular. It's just really hard to make. But it's worth it. But it's worth it. Yeah. All right. 888-900-3393. There is a group called White Dudes for Harris. I'm sure you've heard about them. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
You have it?
Yeah, Chris and I think that
this is you, bro.
that you're probably going to end up leaving Trump for Harris. Once
really?
He's
Once
gonna
I see
convince
this?
you.
Once you see the spokesperson.
I was telling Keith, can we not show this? Because Trump might lose a supporter this morning.
Wow, really? Okay, so we're taking a really, really big chance here. We're going out on a limb.
Taking a big chance.
Nonetheless, here's their spokesperson making the rounds.
Yeah, for far too long, the left has essentially ceded white men to the MAGA right. And a thing that we know is that most men, especially most white men, aren't actually MAGA supporters. And so we decided that we wanted to create space for white men to be a part of electing Vice President Harris.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Are you on board?
I'm on board now.
What a weird line, though. Wait, hold on. White men go for MAGA.
Ultra MAGA.
But,
Ultra MAGA.
Okay, but most men aren't MAGA. He just contradicted himself in one clip.
Yeah, he did. But he's providing a space whereby, because without him, you couldn't make that decision, right? Okay. You couldn't support her just if you liked her on your own. I guess that's impossible.
If somebody says we're providing you a space for something, like my brain instantly just
shuts off for me. I don't want to hear any more of what you have to say. I'm tired of your dumb safe space. I'm sure a lot of white dudes, though, are going to be swayed by that group of, the White Dudes for Harris.
And I might point out that's a little racist and exclusionary if you're only inviting white dudes into your little club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's other colors of dudes out there. And
that are for Harris.
You didn't invite them into your little group.
Meanwhile, ABC News has a new poll, which way Latinos are leaning compared to the past two election cycles.
I love it when news outlets do this, where they compare 2016, 2020, and 2024. This is encouraging.
Because it really puts things in perspective. Check this out.
30-plus point advantage for Joe Biden in the exit polls among Latino voters from 4 years ago. Hillary Clinton won Latino voters by 40 points. And, of course, she still lost the presidency. So there's some real ground to make up across demographics, but particularly with Latino voters. Kamala Harris has some issues that she's got to attend to.
Pause that right there. So Clinton led Trump with Latino voters. 40.
Then it was 33.
Sure. Okay.
Now it's 17.
Let's go.
Wow.
40, 33, 17. I love that number.
So are the Democrats going to be mad at ABC News now, too?
Sure.
Because that's not a friendly poll either. That's New York Times and ABC. Oh, those right-wing outlets and their MAGA support. Oh, that's so great. Meanwhile, Greta Thunberg, who is starting to be not quite the darling of the left that she was.
How dare you?
I know. It's
okay. There's a lot going on with this clip that we're about to play. And one that observation, when you see this, never mind how she's dressed.
Okay.
Never mind that she's for climate justice and,
all right,
yay Hamas or whatever. But boy, what's going on with her voice? She you know what?
Here it is.
People looks like. Show me what power looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
Oh, it doesn't look like Hamas, I'll tell you that.
Show me what the people look like. Show me
Jeez.
what power looks like. One struggle, one fight. Climate justice, human rights.
Climate justice, human rights.
One struggle, one
Good drumming, I'll say that. There's some catchy drumming going on.
One fight. Wow, this is dumb.
Wow.
Does she know she doesn't have to scream when she has a microphone?
Right?
Just speak into the mic and the voice will...
Sounds like a dude, honestly.
That too.
And what's so funny about that, just pause that up there, Joe. She's got the microphone attached to the bed of the truck there
Sure does.
because it goes in there. And I hope there's video out there where the truck pulls away and just like the microphone goes flying out of her hand. Oh, so she's still around. That's good for her.
People are saying she's an anti-Semite now, so she's losing a little bit of support.
She's wearing her little
her Palestinian tablecloth or whatever, the picnic tablecloth.
Yes.
That's nice.
Is that the official term?
Yeah.
'Cause I never knew what the official term is.
It's a picnic tablecloth.
It's a picnic tablecloth.
So
it's a good look. Remember Yasser Arafat used to rock that look a lot.
That's Chairman Arafat to you. So we got Biden going to speak at the UN. When is that, tomorrow? Or today?
That's today.
Today?
That's his final farewell speech, according to the Insider paper.
Really? Mm-hmm. So today he's at the UN.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow he's on The View with the Coven. Huh.
Just like a farewell tour.
Good for him.
So do you think you'll get a dementia moment? Like he'll get angry or something at the UN? He's got to.
Oh, yeah. He's going to scream.
well, yeah.
He's going to yell. Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Awesome. Well, can't
We'll
wait
see.
for that.
Also, we talked about Janet Jackson yesterday. She actually said something about the ethnicity of Kamala Harris. How dare you? You can't do that. And she did. She questioned whether or not she was black, said she'd heard that she was Indian. Yeah, well, you only heard that from her. So I don't know why you would even bring that up. I mean, Kamala mentioned it many, many times, but now you can't, I guess. For some reason, it's out of bounds. Well, then her people apologized for her, and she kind of disavowed that, and then, of course, went ahead and apologized. So following all the backlash for her comments, she now has officially issued an apology.
What?
So I guess the Twitter stuff got to her, you know. You just can't stand up to the Twitter mob. You have to. They have to. So the 5-time Grammy winners manager Mo El-Masri admitted that Jackson previously spoke based on misinformation about the Democratic presidential nominee's family and ethnicity during the recent interview with The Guardian. Jackson appeared to be parroting a right-wing conspiracy theory. How is it a right-wing conspiracy theory when she herself has said she is Indian? Or when other people say it, she has agreed. She has nodded. She has acknowledged over and over. Have these people been out at all? Have they watched an internet clip? Let alone a television clip. I mean, it's available out there. Just look around. But it is well documented, apparently, that her father, Donald, is a Jamaican-American professor of economics at Stanford. So I don't want to hear anything else. And so now Janet Jackson has apologized. Because what kind of freak would say that she's not black? What kind of freak? That's horrifying. That's horrifying. But I still love the 12-year-old boy children. And it doesn't matter what ethnicity. I love the 12-year-old boy children. Oh!
Mm.
So freaky, Janet.
Did Did Joe Biden and Michael Jackson ever meet? Do you know? And if so, where were they?
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Have to look into that.
I mean, they've got stuff in common, you know?
Yeah. Well, they both led the children. Is that what you're saying, Keith?
Yeah, they got the same...
They both led the children.
Same age wheelhouse.
That's a good point. The 12-year-old boy children. But Joe loves the 12-year-old girl children, too.
God. We are...
Loves to sniff their hair. I like to give them Jesus juice.
Do you?
That's what I like to do.
Like that?
Oh! All right. 888-900-3393.
Since we heard from Jacko.
From Michael Jackson, yeah. Well, he's been dead for a while, but...
Well, I mean, okay, wait.
You know...
That's not where I was going.
It wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
No.
In fact, most of the people that I impersonate are dead, or at least you haven't thought of them in a while.
Can I say that the Mike Tyson? I remember on this program probably 5 years ago, predicting a celebrity death for that year. In fact, I should just make that prediction every year. I'm just stunned that.
Oh, he's still around.
He's still around and
Still
kicking,
around.
doing great.
And I guess the fight is still on, right? I haven't
I
heard
got
much
my
about
tickets.
it.
Yeah, so I'll be there. Fight is still on, November 15th.
Oh, is it at the?
Is that the
It's-
AT&T?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
AT&T State.
I believe it's AT&T. Yeah.
Wow. So, like 80,000? The one that seats 80,000 people? Or is that? Or are we talking about the basketball?
No, it's
arena?
at the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's at Cowboys,
Stadium.
right?
Yeah, AT&T Stadium. Yeah.
Big
Oh
boy
my
stadium.
gosh!
So here's a news article from 2 days ago. It
Wow.
says that it is still on.
So November
We're good.
15th.
November 15th, Friday 15th.
Who are you going with, Chris?
My father-in-law.
Oh, okay. Nice.
That's a little personal.
Yeah.
Be asking questions like that.
How much was it? Did he pay for it?
Oh, I paid for it.
You did?
Yeah.
For both?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was just $99.
Just $99 per person.
Per person.
Who do you want to see win, Chris?
Oh, I want to see Jake Paul.
Oh,
You want Jake to win?
Yeah, I want Jake to win.
That's
All
a
right.
racist pick there.
I just hope he doesn't hurt the old guy.
That's why I want to go, because if he does get hurt, I want to say I was there.
Although when you see Tyson training,
oh, he looks
it's
beast
terrifying.
mode. Oh, yes.
It's terrifying.
I do not want to be at the end of that punch.
You know how
No, thank you.
we've often said, would you take a punch from Mike Tyson for $1 million? And I don't know about you guys, but I've always said, sure,
I
I'd
said
do
yes.
that. Sure.
Yeah, it's $1 million.
After seeing his training videos,
nope.
No.
Because
No.
you may never be the same.
You might not.
You might be a vegetable,
true.
and you
Right.
might have medical expenses that exceed $1 million. How
Right.
about no?
That is true. Oh,
Yeah.
crap, you're right.
Even though he's, 56 or something? Still.
I don't.
He looks terrifying, frankly. All right. Did you know that there's nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds that still need to be spent? They've already been sent, but it needs to be spent. A massive amount of money that the lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months. If the president's able to push these funds out, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like we did during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the awful effects that high prices had on all of Americans. But there is hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. A gold IRA from Birch Gold Group is the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings in uncertain times. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get your free info kit on gold by texting PAT to 989898. Birch Gold makes it seamless to roll over your retirement account while preserving your tax-advantaged status. Don't wait for the president's spending spree to take the dollar any further. Protect your savings and your financial future right now. Text PAT to the number 989898. They're going to send you a free info kit from Birch Gold. Go through it. See if you like it. If it's right for you, then you can go forward at that point. Text PAT to 989898 now.
If you like what you hear, find more at youtube.com/Pat Gray.
breaking out the Jackie glasses again for these tweets. Hee-haw the Viking. I'm going outside right now to destroy my picnic table.
Oh, no.
I had no idea I was supporting terrorism. How dare me? Yeah. Now you know. Now you know.
Knowing's half the battle.
Sarah the Band, I don't listen to brainwashed, angry, uninformed little girls when it comes to the future. Why? Huh, that's a little picky. And from Carolina Mimi, Greta is so passionate about her cause that she has to read her chant from her phone. I love that. Yeah. Well, it was a complicated chant, with big words in it.
Big words.
Hoots and Toots 1. Alls you need to do is pair up those Greta vocals with a Beto guitar riff, and they'll be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Foreigner.
Whoa.
First of all,
I was going to say, easy there.
Join us in the 21st century.
Oh,
please. Foreigner is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're going to need to...
And you're welcome.
To who?
That's thanks to us.
There you go.
I need to update
your tweets.
your tweets there, Hoots and Toots.
Need to back off that stance just a tad, okay? Foreigners in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And that was after the pyramids, since it was after 2018.
Right. That's correct. That's correct.
Hot take.
It was this year, right?
It was last...
Is it this year?
It was earlier this year.
Yeah, it was earlier this year.
Yes.
How old were you earlier this year? I think I was 4. But the pyramids had been built. So, yeah. So it's a little more recent.
So what do we think about the odds that Tommy James and the Shondells will be inducted the next go-around? Oh, they're not even when did the nominations come out? Soon, right?
It should be. Yeah, it should be fairly soon. But I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath, Keith. Should have happened last year when we, held his feet to the fire with Foreigner and Tommy James, but...
Strike right while the iron's hot.
Yeah. But he didn't do it.
Okay.
And he seemed like he was really... Like he was friendly to the thought. Yeah, you know what? Tommy James and Shot, that's a good idea. That's right.
Imagine that. Someone lying to your face in this society.
Right?
Hard to believe because it almost never happens.
Yeah.
So
I thought your word was your bond or something. Somebody told me that.
Yeah. It
But
used to
Pat,
be that way.
I took your challenge because on the last segment you talked about how Kamala is black.
Yes.
And people that saying that she's not black, they're racist, like our friend
like Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Uh-huh.
So I took
How
up on your
dare she.
challenge and I just Googled Kamala Indian.
Okay.
And this is from 2020.
Oh, wow.
So the pyramids were still,
They'd been erected, but
yes,
just barely. They were fairly new at that time.
Exactly. But listen here who she's talking to.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody
Indian,
knows that.
yes.
But I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're
Wait a
both
minute.
Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
Oh.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so, were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Why wasn't she screaming and yelling about what a racist this person was?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Kelly from The Office. What's her name?
Mindy, yeah.
Mindy.
Yeah.
What did I
Well,
say?
Kelly
From
is
The
her-
Office.
Yeah, Kelly is her
Office name?
the role.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's Mindy Kaling.
What is her last name?
Kaling.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So, you're Indian, right? Yes.
And you were raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Should have stopped her right there.
And she even said Mindy looks like half of her family.
Right.
So if you're listening right now and you're considering
man.
Kamala Harris,
Yeah.
I just want you to know that she can't stand up to Kelly from The Office
Thank you.
in her kitchen.
Right.
How's she going to stand up to Vladimir Putin?
Huh.
Okay.
Good question.
Just saying.
It's a good question. All right. Also, J.D. Vance took her to task on the border yesterday.
Okay.
Here's what he had to say.
So to Kamala Harris, we have one final message on the economy, and I've got some advice for you, Kamala, on how you can answer this question about your specific plans. No more word salad about how you grew up in a middle-class family. Unleash American energy, unleash American workers. That's how you open up this country, and that's how you lower prices for American citizens.
Okay. All right. There was also this on immigration.
Our message to Kamala Harris is, how dare you call people a racist for wanting to close down that wide open border? Our message to Kamala Harris is, how dare you call the citizens of your own country bad people because they don't want a flood of illegal migration in their country? Kamala Harris, how dare you attack the citizens of your own country for not wanting their children to die of fentanyl overdoses? Kamala Harris, how dare you call the citizens of your own country bad people? You're a bad person for causing this border crisis. We are not bad people for complaining about it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. J.D. Vance just says it like it is.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And then he lets the chips fall where they may. He doesn't care. I mean, the left-wing media is just bludgeoning him every single day, all day. He doesn't care. Rolls off his back like water off a duck. So that's
That'd be
great.
a good place for the duck. Quack, quack. Just saying.
Quack, quack.
Yeah. Better late than never. Not bad.
I love it when Chris plays the duck at like the weirdest places. I thought I'd give him a good spot there. I will say that we're a week away from the J.D. Vance, Tim Walz debate. October 1st.
Oh, wow.
Tuesday, October 1st.
I have a lot of confidence in J.D. Vance and his ability to destroy Tim Walz. I hope he does. Hope he does.
No.
Yeah. But we still don't have a second presidential debate lined up, do we? That's unfortunate.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Threads. Of course, don't have to tell you that because everybody's already on Threads and they're just threading things up like crazy. So, what is this about with Trump's attempted assassin offering a $150,000 bounty for killing Trump?
Yeah.
And beyond that, why did they release this information?
Why did they release that?
That's fascinating, isn't it? Federal prosecutors revealed in a filing yesterday that Ryan Routh, the 58-year-old Democratic donor suspected of trying to assassinate Donald Trump, previously offered an international bounty on his head and had foreknowledge of Trump's whereabouts. How did he have foreknowledge of his whereabouts? According to the filing, a civilian witness approached law enforcement days after his arrest, indicating the suspected would-be assassin had dropped off a box at his residence several months prior. It's up to you now to finish the job. Upon learning of the assassination attempt, the witness, who is unnamed in the filing, apparently opened the box. There, he reportedly found ammunition, a metal pipe, building materials, 4 phones, and a number of letters, including one addressed to the world. So he was appealing to murderers abroad, which kind of reads like Kamala Harris campaign literature, and allegedly states, "Dear world," this again from Ryan Routh, "this was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I am so sorry I failed you. I tried my best and gave it all the gumption I could muster. It is up to you now to finish the job, and I will offer $150,000 to whomever can complete the job. Everyone across the globe, from the youngest to the oldest, know that Trump is unfit to be anything, much less a U.S. president. U.S. presidents must, at bare minimum, embody the moral fabric that is America and be kind, caring, and selfless, and always stand for humanity. Man, if that doesn't sum up virtually every president we've ever had,
and
I don't know what does.
Sums up every would-be assassin we've ever had, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, my gosh, this guy's mental.
While the Department of Justice disclosed the first page of the letter, the remainder was not shared. However, the filing indicated that the letter does at one point state he, the former president, ended relations with Iran like a child, and now the Middle East has unraveled.
Update your encyclopedia collection. It didn't just now unravel over there.
Donald Trump Jr. asked on X, WTF? Why is Kamala's DOJ publicizing Ryan Wesley Routh putting a bounty on my dad's head? Good question.
Yeah, where's the Nashville Shooters Manifesto? Why'd that take so long to get released when we're sitting here releasing an assassin?
Routh's letters to killers abroad echoes what he wrote in his self-published 2023 book, Ukraine's Unwinnable War. In the book, Routh, who made around 20 small donations to Democrats through Act Blue between 2019 and 2020, and who the Department of Homeland Security declined to investigate despite previous complaints, apologized to Iranians for Trump dismantling the nuclear deal and noted, "You are free to assassinate Trump as well as me for that error in judgment." Okay. No one here in the U.S. seems to have the balls to put natural selection to work or even unnatural selection. Okay. Prosecutors indicated that the box Routh dropped off with the witness also contained a handwritten list of dates in August, September, and October corresponding with venues indicating where Trump had appeared or was anticipated to appear. Wow. So who gave him that information? Where'd he get it? It's presently unclear whether the dates and locations were all public knowledge. However, acting USSS Director, Secret Service Director Ronald Rao, told reporters last week that Trump wasn't supposed to have gone there in the first place, referencing his visit on September 15th to the golf course.
Wow.
There was also a notebook in the box filled with names and phone numbers linked to Ukraine, along with discussions about how to join combat on behalf of Ukraine. God, this guy is just a freak. The Blaze previously reported he fancied himself an international recruiter for Ukrainian forces and ran the website Fight for Ukraine. Although Ukraine's Foreign Legion reportedly figured him for a charlatan, he was featured in multiple mainstream reports about international recruitment. In addition to attempting to help Afghan militants qualified to fight against Russia and Ukraine, Routh was apparently a cheerleader for the Ukrainian brigade associated with neo-Nazis since its inception. Okay. Wow, this is just so weird.
So of all the parts of that letter to release, the part saying, hey, for the good of humanity, somebody out there's got to kill Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And it is almost, it feels like it's become a mainstream thought in the process of Democrats to just promote this idea that, boy, if we don't kill Trump, chances are we're going to lose in November. Like, it's like the better his poll numbers get, the more the rhetoric is going to be ratcheted up to really inspire some freak like this.
And did you see the poll that they just did of Democrats? 33% of them wish.
Yes, that's
say it would have been better for America had he been killed.
And that's
33%.
Right, and that's where I fear that number is going to become more mainstream the better Donald Trump's poll numbers look.
I'm sure it will.
These people are sick.
Yep. Yeah, they really are.
And there's an ad that Elon Musk posted on X that we're going to have ready here shortly that shows you that the marching orders are effectively coming from the Democrat Party and members of politicians mainstream politicians and we've played some of these. It's just like first of all, your Democrat base is already mentally unhinged. And Donald Trump only increases that for them because they just seethe when they see his face. And yet that message of, I'm so sick and damn tired of them saying, oh, the violent rhetoric on the right. If ever there was a case of the left projecting, because they do this all the time, it's this case right here. And saying that we're being violent with our rhetoric, and it's clearly them. But you got to see this ad. It's powerful.
Is it available?
Almost.
We have it yet?
Just send it over.
Do we know if this guy had $150,000 to offer to somebody?
Too. Like, if he does, where did he get his money?
Yeah, where's he getting it?
Because the guy is out just roaming the globe, popping up in Ukraine, going to Harris
doesn't seem to be employed.
Possibly.
Even
doesn't seem to be employed. Where did he get that money?
Independently wealthy? Is somebody funding him?
Whoa!
What is going on?
Whoa! I'm smelling a conspiracy theory over there.
Are you?
I am. And I am. Okay, we have that ad if you want to see this.
Yeah, here it is.
It's powerful, man.
Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Are they going to endanger the planet by not dealing with climate change? Yes.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
She's a genuine danger to American security.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
We have to preserve our democracy, or speak out against lies and hate.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is.
President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy. Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy and our most fundamental freedoms.
Kamala needs to stop saying that President Trump is a threat to democracy. It's now being perceived by some unhinged people as a call to action. Enough is enough.
Wow.
And that is
something else. That's powerful.
And so those clips are interspersed with the scene from Joker. And he's getting ready to go and do some harm.
It shows how psychotic these people are.
Yes.
They're just psychotic. And for Kamala to say at the end there that he's a threat to our most fundamental freedoms. Wait, where are you? And you know she's talking about abortion. Where is abortion a fundamental right, a fundamental freedom? Show me that in the U.S. Constitution. It isn't there. There is no such thing as a fundamental right to abortion. You don't have the right to kill babies. You don't. It isn't a right. It's not in the Constitution. It never has been. It wasn't removed by the U.S. Supreme Court. It's just never been there. Jeez. In fact, there was a ban on abortion from our founding fathers. As soon as you knew the heartbeat was there, which is the only way they didn't have ultrasound at the time. I don't know if you're aware of that. There were no ultrasounds at the time of the founding fathers. So the only way that a woman knew was when the heartbeat began and you could detect it, or there was kicking in the womb. You couldn't have an abortion as soon as they knew the woman was pregnant. That is a fundamental right of a baby to be born alive in this country. Oh, man. Read the preamble to the Constitution and check that out sometime as a fundamental right to be born. We extend the rights of liberty to our posterity. Who are our posterity? Unborn children. So don't tell me about our fundamental rights being taken away by Donald Trump. It's just asinine. Just insanity. Speaking of which, this is a really weird story with this reporter. She worked for ABC, right?
No, New York Post.
Really? She's with the Post.
Right?
I thought she was with Chris. Is Newsy with ABC or the Post? The New York Post.
I think it was just I don't know, whatever.
She's been
New York
suspended.
Magazine. New York Magazine.
New
I'm
York
sorry.
Magazine.
New York Magazine.
Okay.
Okay.
So she was apparently going after RFK Jr. with a bunch of.
What do you mean going after?
I mean, like hitting on him, right?
Yeah.
And then she went to her supervisor and said that. I mean, first she denied it. Then she said, "No, I was in a relationship with him." Apparently, there was no relationship, right?
It remains to be seen, but it would look right now that no, it was just sexting.
Kennedy, RFK Jr. for his part, who's 70, by the way, she's 31. He has hired security expert Gavin DeBecker to probe the saga because he's allegedly pursuing civil and potentially criminal litigation against her. Interesting. So Gavin DeBecker said this had nothing to do with romance. He was being chased by porn. Newsy, who was placed on leave last week, allegedly tricked the married politician into receiving her racy messages after he first blocked her number over a flirtatious remark she made just 2 weeks after her profile on him was published in November 2023.
Okay, so she writes a profile on him, then sends him a text 2 weeks later that's flirtatious. He blocks her.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
a few weeks later, she emailed him asking to be unblocked, claiming she had urgent information about a hit piece being prepared against him. Huh.
Okay, so that would you would want to unblock and say, "Oh crap, what's happening?"
So he did. He unblocked her for that conversation. But later that night, she sent him a provocative picture prompting him to block her again.
Okay.
So she is definitely, I mean, if this is true, just relentlessly pursuing him. For the next 8 months, Krause claims, Kennedy kept the Washington correspondent's number blocked, aside from a handful of times when she reached out from different emails and numbers, insisting they speak for urgent discussions about an imminent hit piece. Once unblocked, she bombarded him with increasingly pornographic pictures and videos that he found difficult to resist.
Okay.
After brief exchanges, he would block her again. Other friends that were spoken to believe Nuzzi allegedly set him up. So was she hitting on him or was she trying to destroy him? Huh.
That's interesting, especially when you consider that it's come out now that she dated Keith Olbermann, it's reported, when he was 55 and she was 21.
Oh, wow.
Keith Olbermann.
Oh, man.
Wow. So something's up there.
So something's weird.
Yeah,
with
something's
her.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be as simple as she has daddy issues, or it could be that she was trying to destroy RFK. If she was attracted to flaming liberal men like Keith Olbermann, then maybe she saw RFK as a threat to the Democrat ticket. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's just a working theory, just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Either way, she is interesting.
Bizarre. Mm-hmm. She's just plain bizarre. And just if this campaign gets weirder and weirder every single day. All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Beam's Dream Powder. Because if you have trouble sleeping, this is such a great solution for you. How would you define your relationship with sleep? Are there challenges? You have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? I know I do from time to time.
We fight a lot, me and sleep.
Yeah, a lot of us do. If the quality of your sleep negatively impacts your life and you've tried other sleep supplements, but nothing really works, please give this a try. It's really fantastic. It's Beam's Dream Powder, a science-backed, healthy hot cocoa for sleep. It single-handedly changes the way you sleep. You will sleep better. Fantastic. It's delicious. It's low in calories. I think there are 15 calories in it. And you will fall asleep and stay asleep and then wake up refreshed with Beam's Dream Powder. It's fantastic. Other sleep aids can cause grogginess. You know, you wake up and you just feel groggy all day. You don't want that. You can get up to 40% off right now for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Pat Gray. Use the promo code Pat at checkout. That's shop, BEAM, shopbeam.com/Pat Gray, and use the promo code Pat for 40% off.
Pat Gray returns.
Indeed. This is a creepy story, too, about Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. Somebody sent this or tagged me or something on this. I don't know how I got this. But it's just,
It might be a concern.
No place is safe.
Yeah, that's the problem. Check this out.
Can we go from Wi-Fi radio signals, sort of like the Wi-Fi routers in your house, they're bouncing off radio signals that work sort of like sonar. Can you go from that to where human beings are, to images? So what they did is they had, a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera. So all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room. And this is what they're able to reconstruct.
Uh-oh.
Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
What?
I don't like it.
Wait, what? When did this start?
So,
as soon as we created AI, that's when it started.
Okay.
Pat Gray.
All right, good.
Because we already knew that, right? If we already knew why that Wi-Fi sends out signal, and that's how they communicate with your phone devices.
So you probably need a special camera though that can interpret that.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, then we got nothing to worry about then.
But they don't have special cameras.
Exactly.
Right? Nobody has special cameras.
You know.
And then every single business has Wi-Fi routers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And towers and all that stuff.
I don't care. Take me back to 1893.
Oh, man.
I wonder if you wrap yourself in saran wrap.
Then you're fine.
Oh, saran wrap?
Yeah. Oh, not saran wrap. Aluminum foil.
Oh.
Well, you're new to the country, so you don't know the difference between saran wrap, aluminum foil, whatever.
Just wrap yourself up with something.
Yes. Wrap yourself up in a blanket. I don't know.
Picnic tablecloth. I heard they work great.
Oh, man. Also, this is fun, too. In 2020, the U.S. did not have election night so much as election week. Now it's kind of election month or election quarter. But you factor in including a slow count of mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania. That's what delayed declaring Joe Biden the winner until Saturday, the Saturday after the election. And so they expect the delays again this time. They're trying to warn us that don't expect any election results on election night. That's virtually impossible. What do you think? We got computers counting this stuff or something?
They're normalizing it. They're normalizing it to make it seem like it's just normal.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yep. So this year, for some, but only some of the thousands of people responsible for administering U.S. elections have learned the lessons of 4 years ago. Americans should prepare themselves for another difficult post-election period, even if it's unlikely to be as chaotic, but it could be. And it might even be more chaotic, and it might even take longer this time. Okay. Are we going to accept this nonsense? How is this possible? I mean, we've asked this question, I don't know how many times, especially lately. We used to have paper ballots, and you filled it out with a pencil. and you put it in a box, and then they were counted by hand, right?
Yep.
Human beings took all of the results, counted them, marked them down on paper.
Yeah.
And then we knew that night.
Yeah.
Somehow they counted the ballots on the night or the day of the election. That night, after the polls closed, we knew who won.
Yeah, my understanding was you had a Democrat representative and a Republican representative at your polling locations, and then they would agree on the number and then submit that to the authorities in that county or that state. And voila, you kids wouldn't even have to stay up late. You wouldn't have past your bedtime to know who the president was going to be.
Right. And now, all of a sudden, it's commonplace to not know the night of or the next day or the day after that.
And so Georgia wants to hand count their ballots, and people on the left are screaming, it's going to delay the results. Hey, did you see how long it's been taking in the last few elections? I think we're going to be okay counting them by hand and taking that delay. It's just...
Not only okay, I think it's preferable to count them by hand, because that eliminates some of the hacking problems or the who knows what's going on.
Don't want your votes in a machine. You do not want your votes in a machine.
All right, we got overtime coming up. See you back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.